Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. I'm on my way to go get it as always, man. I hope y'all doing the same. On the road to 3K. We're about 9-10 subscribers away from that 2,300 mark. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. All right, y'all, we got some big news yesterday, man, that got the boxing fans excited. And this is something that I'm really looking forward to and couldn't really wait to talk about with you guys. So I want to know what your thoughts are. You see what I'm saying? And is that David Benavidez has came out with a post yesterday confirming that his next opponent will be David Morrell. You see what I'm saying? Previously, he was saying that Morrell was a fight that was going to happen in the future. And as of recently, he was going to face Jesse Hart. Don't know exactly what happened with that. I don't know if there was a miscommunication on either one of their sides or, the money wasn't right. I don't know exactly what the situation was. But regardless, it seems like David Benavidez has now shifted his focus to the fight that a lot of people have been calling for since they were both at 168, and that was against David Morrell. You feel what I'm saying? David Morrell had a minor title in the super middleweight division early on in his career, stomping all the competition that was in front of him. No world championship level fighters on his resume as of yet, but Morrell has been dominating the people that's been placed in front of him. Ended up getting the WBA regular title. David Benavidez, on the other hand, he has a longer resume, a lot more fights in the super middleweight division, 2-time WBC champion of the world, and I believe he had the WBC interim a couple times as well. So both of these guys are established in the super middleweight division, and they looking to make a name in the 175 division. You feel what I'm saying? Neither one of them were able to get the big opportunities, due to Canelo just, moving however he wants. So they looking to move up to 175 because they see there's a lot of smoke, a lot of money, a lot of opportunity up there, especially with Bivol and Beterbiev looking to become undisputed this weekend. You feel what I'm saying? So they're going to fight each other in the meantime, man, and I absolutely love it. And if y'all guys didn't see my live yesterday, man, please go check it out, man. Go look at the chat. It was almost like split down the middle in terms of who they believe is going to win the fight. I had a few of my people hold the phone. Boxing, shout out to him. He believes David Morrell is going to win the fight. Boxing Film feels like he's going to win the fight. Then we got my guys like Anonymous that believe David Benavidez is going to pull it off. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I've been getting a shit ton of DMs, from people at my gym, people that's just tuned in with the channel, and they want to know exactly what my thoughts are on this fight. And I think, the same thing that a lot of you guys think. This is a tough, competitive fight. And in all honesty, when you really look at it, this could be a very close, competitive fight that is going to come down to, who wants it more. You feel what I'm saying? David Morrell, a lot of skills, a shit ton of punching power, got one punch knockout power. In all honesty, man, if he gets you against them ropes, he punishes you. He beats you into submission, and if he catches you with the right spot, if he catches you on the right spot with the right shot, he gonna put your lights out. You feel what I'm saying? That's David Morrell for you. Search and destroy type fighter. Don't really like to take a back step. He likes to walk you to them ropes and brutalize you. David Benavidez, on the other hand, man, he shares similar characteristics. Fast hands, value puncher, superb conditioning. You feel what I'm saying? Accurate body puncher. He seems to get stronger as the rounds go on. You feel what I'm saying? I wasn't even supposed to do that shit. That was illegal like a motherfucker. It is what it is. But he gets stronger as the rounds go on, and Morrell has shown to get stronger as the rounds go on as well, or at least maintain the same strength and stamina as the rounds go on. So, these guys, they share some similar features, not the same styles, but, they got similar characteristics in terms of how the way they move in the ring. Now, when I really look over this fight, man, I respect David Morrell. I understand that he's a threat. And if David Benavidez sleeps on this man or is defensively irresponsible, gets reckless in there, shit, he might call it curtains. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I respect David Morrell going into this bout. However, when we really assess everything and what they've done and, what they've gone through in the ring, I think that David Morrell, although he may have had, a great amateur pedigree, this isn't the amateurs. You feel what I'm saying? It can help you in the pros, you know what I'm saying, with things that you went through in the amateurs and all the experience you may have faced, but he's severely lacking in the experience department at a high level in the professional ranks. You feel what I'm saying? David Benavidez isn't necessarily the most experienced guy himself, but when you look over the resumes, hands down, David Benavidez has fought the tougher competition and has went through more, tribulations as a fighter that's helped him grow in the sport. You feel what I'm saying? Whether we talking about him being young as hell, fighting a tough, gritty Ronald Gavrell who gave him his first knockdown. You know what I'm saying? Whether we talking about him fighting, champions back to back to back. David Lemieux, he was washed. You know what I'm saying? But, essentially he was a world champion at one point in time in the middleweight division. Goes on, fights Caleb Plant, who had only lost to Canelo at that point in time. It was a legit IBF super middleweight champion of the world at one point in time. Who's a strong contender right now in the super middleweight division. We also, Demetrius Andre. You feel what I'm saying? Demetrius Andre was somebody who was severely ducked, 2-weight class world champion, and was undefeated going into the Benavidez fight. And Benavidez made the man look like he didn't belong in there with him. You feel what I'm saying? And it's probably because he didn't belong in there with him. But, at the time, there was a lot of people who believed Andre had what it took to, defeat David Benavidez. That's something that I do remember. David Morrell, on the other hand, I could recall him fighting guys like Lennox Allen, Alantez Fox, Calvin Henderson. Those were a few people that I actually, Calvin Henderson, he's came to my gym. I know him personally. He actually came to spar in the lead up to the Morrell fight. Alantez Fox, I know his brother real well. I brought him on the channel for an interview. So I'm familiar with the guys, but, these guys, no disrespect to them, they're not world caliber fighters, at least not yet. You feel what I'm saying? Neither one of these guys have won a world title. They're not like the big names that are mentioned when you talk about the top dogs in the super middleweight division. So you could really make a case in all honesty that although Morrell is talented, he's dangerous. He could be looked at as a baby, man, in terms of being green and inexperienced. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's why, in all honesty, David Benavidez doesn't mind facing him prior to the Bivol and Beterbiev fight. You feel what I mean? You can tell there's a sense of confidence in David Benavidez's approach in fighting Morrell. Because in all honesty, if he felt like Morrell was that much of a challenge and, could very possibly, take the fight from him, I think he would have waited out until he got the Bivol Beterbiev opportunity and possibly seek the Morrell fight later on. But the fact that he's taking him before, possibly fighting for undisputed, it lets you know that Benavidez feels like he has an advantage going into this fight. You feel what I'm saying? And with, Morrell being a young, hungry lion, he feel like he can't be faded. So, of course, he's going to take the fight as well. He's been dominating all the competition. He's extremely confident, momentum at an all-time high. So, there's no reason why he wouldn't take the fight neither. You feel me? So, I do think that, but, to go back to what I was saying, I really do think, in all honesty, man, that Morrell is a little bit, green, inexperienced, and he may be in over his head going up against David Benavidez. You feel what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of people that may disagree with me, but, when has Morrell ever faced somebody, with the tools that David Benavidez has? You feel what I'm saying? With the fast, strong jab. How is Morrell going to be able to, deal with the speed, the accuracy, and the volume of a David Benavidez? What if he feels, a slight bit of fatigue and he notices that David Benavidez has a full gas tank ready to go? These are things that you have to ultimately be concerned about when going in there against David Benavidez. And I don't know if Morrell has ever had any type of reassurance throughout his professional career that'll let him know that he will be ready for that situation from a mental standpoint. If you've been in there with guys who had great gas tanks or, had punching power, great hand speed, then it's like, all right, I've been in there with these type of people before. I know how to approach it. Morrell, in all honesty, hasn't faced anybody with any type of similar qualities to David Benavidez. So ultimately, if we're being honest, he's coming into this shit unprepared. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. Y'all can feel however y'all want to feel, but regardless of what happens in the fight, which David Morrell is very game in this fight, he could very possibly beat David Benavidez. Let's not get it wrong, but regardless of what happens, man, this is going to show and tell a lot about how good either one of these dudes are, because there's going to be somebody in this fight that's not going to be able to implement what they initially do, which is come forward. There's somebody that's going to be on the back foot, and we're going to see exactly what tools they have in their toolbox, because I never seen Morrell get backed up and, dogged and, wasn't the aggressor in the fight. And, I haven't seen much of that with David Benavidez neither. I seen some people try to push him back, but it never really worked. So there's somebody in this fight that's going to be pushed back, and you know what I'm saying? They're going to have to make some sort of adjustments. Now, are they going to be able to make these adjustments and come out on top? we just gonna have to wait and see, man. But nonetheless, man, it's a great competitive fight. I'm all for it. I know the hardcore boxing fans are all for it. And this might not get the casual boxing fans' attention, but the hardcore boxing fans are raving about this fight, and I absolutely love it. But, you know, I think David Benavidez, you know, I think he's going to be the one to come out successful in this bout just due to, you know, his experience level. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, in all honesty, David Morrell does tend to get reckless, and, you know, he loads up on all big shots. I do think that David Benavidez is more well versed than him in the offensive department. I think he sets up his punches better than Morrell. I think he varies his punches better than Morrell. And it might be a situation where Morrell might be put on the back foot, and he's not going to be able to, you know, be the aggressor in this fight. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my honest opinion, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Do you think Morrell's going to pull off the upset? Do you think Benavidez is going to make his, this is going to be his home, how you say this shit? Is this going to be like, is this going to be David Benavidez, you know, statement fight in the light heavyweight division? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. This Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.